it's Jess here with Blessed Jess. Thank you so much for watching today for another video. This is a fun tag video. I love doing tags because I feel like you get to know me a little bit better, and then when I watch your tags, I get to know you a little bit better. So if you want to do this tag, I tag you. I'm not going to name any names, but if you have time and you like to do them, tag your it. I'll leave the questions down below. Go check it out. I actually saw this tag on A Peek Inside. That's Darlene's channel. She's awesome. I love her. So I watched it last night when I was at the gym, and I thought it was really fun. I'm not a huge Halloween person. I mean, I like dressing my kids up and trick-or-treating and stuff, but I don't like the scary side of it, but the candy side of it is awesome. So I thought it was a really fun Halloween tag. So this is the Halloween candy tag. There are 11 questions, so I'm just going to go through them real fast. If you want to do it, like I said, let me know in the comments. I'd love to watch and see what your favorite candies are. So the first question is, do you trick or treat or give out candy? Yes, we do both. We used to live in Texas, and we had a house, and the neighborhood there, they went all out for Halloween. It was so much fun. It was like a big community party almost. Like everybody was outside sitting in the driveway, and we just walked around, and we also gave out candy too when we got home, and it was awesome. Now we're in an apartment, so it's gonna make it a little bit harder, but I still want to find a neighborhood close by that we can trick-or-treat to. We can go take our kids and they can do a little bit of trick-or-treating, but I don't believe we'll have any trick-or-treaters here. I will have a little bit of candy just in case somebody knocks on the door, but I just don't know in an apartment. I don't think a lot of people trick-or-treat, so yeah, so we'll be trick-or-treating. I'm not sure about giving out candy. Number 2, do you hoard your favorites or give them out? I try not to buy. Usually I try not to buy my very favorite candy because then I would be too tempted to eat it. But of course, like if I have a bowl of candy, I would steal a few of my favorites. I definitely wouldn't hoard it though because it's too tempting. Number 3, have you ever needed to buy more candy before Halloween because you ate too much beforehand? I usually wait until the very last minute to buy Halloween candy. I don't know why. I feel like people like the week of Halloween, there's usually good sales. You can get pretty cheap. Like I know Publix last week, I think, had it buy one, get one free. So I usually just wait till the last minute. Sometimes I wait till like the day of because I just can't believe like October's already almost over. It just gets away from me. And so I've never really eaten it before I needed to give it out, but you never know. Number 4, sneak a piece or ask permission. I'm not really sure if this is talking about with your kids or like just randomly. I would probably, if I knew it was one of my kids' favorites, I would just ask them if I could have it, but I probably wouldn't if it was their favorite. If not, like I would. This is the thing, Nate does, like, okay, you guys are not going to believe me when I say this. My son does not like candy. Have you ever heard of a kid who didn't like candy? My son. If I give him an M&M and he'll put it in his mouth and spit it out. Like he hates candy. It's so weird. He is autistic, so but I just still don't know of any kid that hates candy. And so literally, it's hard for him trick-or-treating because he doesn't really care about the candy. I really appreciate the people who do goldfish and chips and popcorn and stuff because he loves that. Anyway, so we get to eat a lot of candy because he doesn't even eat his, and I don't want Lucy eating so much. So, you know, I feel like, and as they get older, I feel like, and I think Darlene said this too, like the first few days, like they can like pick out their favorites and like have a little stash. But then after that, like, you know, it goes into the family community bowl, and then a few days later, it just needs to get tossed because we do not need a huge bowl of candy out for weeks. It would not be good for our house or our diet. So, what piece of candy would you take from your child to eat for yourself? My favorites, now, another thing, Nate is allergic to peanuts, so I have to be very careful. Not that it's a huge issue because he doesn't like candy, but I have to be careful of the kind of ones he does eat or is in contact with. So me and David usually go through all of their candy and get any kind of peanut products out of there. And Lucy, we're not sure if she's allergic yet. I'm going to get her tested before I introduce it to her. Obviously, she's never been around peanuts, and she's never eaten it because we don't keep it in the house. So I don't let her have peanuts either. So we will go through, we will get all of the Reese cups and all of that, and then we will have a little stash for a while for when they go to bed that we can have a little treat. But that's probably would be, my other favorite would be like Sweet Tarts or Skittles, like the sour kind of stuff, sweet and sour stuff, like chewy, fruity stuff. But those are my two favorites. What won't you eat? That's number 6. I don't really like those black and orange taffy, like, are they like Mary Jane's or something like that? I don't like those. I'm not huge on jawbreakers. I feel like somebody's going to choke on it or it's going to crack somebody's tooth. I'm not big on like malted milk balls, stuff like that, but like the basic candy, I love. Number 7, what do you eat last? Usually it's like Suckers, Smarties. I like the Sweet Tarts, but I'm not huge on Smarties. Gum, random, like when we lived in Texas, we lived in San Antonio, and they had a ton of like Mexican candy, and I wasn't really a fan of that. So we would get like all this like Mexican candy, and some of it was really good, but some of it was like really weird, and we didn't like it. So we would have a lot of that left over. Number 8. Any candies off limits are not allowed to eat. Again, my kids do not eat peanuts or things. I'm not so picky about things processed in the same facility. Nate's allergy is very serious, but at the same time, like, he has eaten things before that are processed in the same facility as peanuts that might have trace amounts, but there's no peanuts in it. I'm okay with that. He does okay with that. But anything with peanuts in the product, we have to let them not eat. Of course, anything that looks like it's opened or it's homemade, they're not going to eat that. Or anything that I feel like they could choke on because they're still little, they're not going to eat that. Number 9, slow burn or binge eat. I'm assuming this means, do you like take your time with your candy or do you like eat it all in one night? I think as a kid, like when you go trick-or-treating as a kid, that night you eat a ton of candy. And that's just part of being a kid, and that's fun. But my mom never let us just like go completely crazy till we were sick. And then also we kind of got rid of it pretty fast. And that's the same thing I do. So we'll have the big bowl of candy out for maybe a week, and then I'll kind of give it away or throw it away or whatever, because I don't want them eating candy like for weeks and weeks. Like, I feel like it's part of childhood to have a night of eating candy and to have a few days of Halloween candy and Christmas candy and all that, but I don't want them to eat it for a long period of time. So, number 10, where do you keep your stash, your child's stash? So the stuff we get away from them, like the peanut stuff, we obviously have to keep up because we don't want them accidentally getting in contact with it. So we usually actually put it like in the freezer, because like what's better than, you know, yummy, or like the fridge, like in a special drawer in the fridge. What's better than like Reese cups in the fridge or freezer? Or we'll put it at the very top of the pantry. Then they don't really, I don't let them stash. They're 2 and 4, so I don't let them have a stash. They'll just have like a little bowl. And then the last one is, do you stitch witch? And if you, or switch witch, stitch witch is a clothing thing. Switch witch, and I have heard of this before, and then it reminds me when Darlene was talking about it. Stitch Witch is like a book, I think, that came out, and basically you let your kids trade their Halloween candy. You leave out the Halloween candy, and then the Switch Witch comes and switches it for like a toy they've been wanting or something like that, a gift. I think if it works for you and your kid, that's great. Do it. And I think for kids who have allergies, or for like Nate, eventually we might do something like that for him, because Halloween is no fun for him at all. Like he doesn't even care about trick-or-treating because he doesn't like the candy he's getting. So if he had something to work towards, like, well, if you get this whole bucket full of candy, you know, then you can switch it for a toy, that might be more fun for him. Make Halloween a little bit more fun and let him participate. So we might do that. Now for Lucy, she loves candy, and she does not get candy very often. Basically, the only candy she gets is for going in the potty, and then she gets an M&M one at a time. But yeah, I think if you, and this is just my opinion, I think if you restrict candy so much and you never let your kids have candy, it's just part of childhood, and they need to experience it a little bit, because when they get a hold of candy at school or at a birthday party or whatever, they're not going to be able to control themselves. You need to teach them to eat in moderation. You need to teach them how to incorporate treats into a healthy diet. And that's just my opinion. If it works for you to just get the candy out, then that's awesome. But so I don't think we'll switch, which, like I said, maybe when Nate gets older and he can understand, if he still doesn't like candy, we might do something like that for him, just to make it a little bit more fun, and because of his peanut allergy. But I wouldn't really push it, because I think that Halloween is just fun, and it's fun to get candy, and it's just part of being a kid. So that's just my opinion. But that is the last question. It was super fun doing this tag. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to do it, I'll have everything listed down below for you to do the tag, and let me know in the comments that you did it, and I'll come watch. Thank you all so much for all of the support and for all of the comments and everything you guys have been leaving. It's awesome. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and I hope you'll subscribe and like this video if you liked it. Yay for Halloween candy. I mean, come on. All right, guys, I will see you next time. Bye, bye.